Today I wanted to talk about a true story from my buddy Steve. Steve used to work at a company called Fisco. He was the janitor over there and been working there for about 20 years. At the time, Steve had an assignment to go clean out one of the freezers they had in the back. So Steve snuck in there, started sweeping it up, mopping it down, cleaned this thing inside out, and went to leave the freezer, realized that he was locked in. Started banging on the door, kicking it, yelling and screaming, and nobody'd come to his rescue. He's wondering what the heck was going on, so he looks at his clock, realizes that it's 5:15. He'd overlooked the time, and now everybody had went home for the day. Steve's like, not a big deal. Steve had a great attitude, a great belief system. Started doing some push-ups, sit-ups, says, I'll make it. It's warm in here. Doing some jumping jacks, running in place, and start writing his little notepad. It's not cold. I can make it. It's not a big deal. I'm better than this, and I'll make it through the day. He wakes up the next day, started doing the push-ups, the sit-ups, does the same routine with the jumping jacks, and come 9 o'clock, he starts looking out the little freezer window, starts knocking on the door and yelling, and he's wondering where everybody is. He's like, what is going on? Looks at his clock, at his watch, and realizes that today is actually Saturday. So he actually locked himself in on a Friday, so now he has to sit in the freezer all weekend. Steve, though, has said he has a positive attitude. He starts doing push-ups, sit-ups even more, even running harder in place and saying, no, I can make it. Starts writing his wife and his kids, I'm going to make it, I love you, I can't wait to see ya, sweetie, this is not a big deal, and got back to it. Wakes up the next day on a Sunday, starts doing push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, starts writing to his wife and the kids, I love you, I can't wait to see you kids, it's almost over, I know it was a tough weekend, I know I'm warm, I can do this. And then come Monday morning, Steve wakes up, 9 o'clock rolls around, he starts banging on the door, looking out the freezer window. He said, man, where is everybody? So Steve starts looking at the date, realizes the day is Labor Day, so we actually have a long weekend. Now at this point in time, Steve's attitude goes down. He stops doing the push-ups and the sit-ups and the jumping jacks, and he starts writing in his notebook. He's like, wife, he wrote his wife, I love you, honey, you were great, I love you, I don't know if I'm going to make it, tell the kids I love them, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this, I'm freezing to death, my hands are numb, I'm not, I just don't think I can do it, I'm so sorry, love Steve, and come Tuesday morning, the staff comes in and they open the freezer up and they found Steve laying next to his little notepad and start reading the notes and found Steve dead, and the coroner come in and said he actually froze to death. Now the only weird thing about the whole story is the entire staff as well as the coroner, they were wondering how Steve froze to death because the freezer that they had Steve clean was actually a broken freezer. It was actually going to be fixed on Tuesday after the long weekend. They had the maintenance guy come in to fix it up. They had Steve go to clean it because it was starting to mold up and it was having issues, and and one of the reasons was also the freezer door tend to lock when it slam behind people. So at the end of the day, Steve, he killed himself. The belief system, he believed it so much in his head that he was freezing to death that his mind actually began to believe it, and he actually killed himself with it. There was the freezer was actually warmer on the inside than in any place in the entire building. This just goes to show when you wake up every single day, depending on what you believe, that's what you will achieve. Henry Ford said it best, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. You go in thinking today that you're going to lose, you're going to have a bad day, you're going to have a bad day. I used to do an exercise in my office that just for laughs, we'd pick one person out, and I said, I want to show you guys how much belief system really plays a role in the way people think. You find there'd be one person coming in and they're having a great day, they're smiling. I say, hey, what's going on? How are you? Let's use Jim for example. Hey Jim, how are you? How you doing today? Jim says, man, I'm having a great day. I woke up and I'm just it's going to be a good day. And I'm like, awesome. And what I would do is I had 50 guys in my office, and I'd have them one by one every 5 to 10 minutes walk by and ask Jim, say, hey man, how you feeling? You look like you're feeling kind of sick. You doing okay? And Jim be like, yeah, at first he'd be like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I can't complain, man. Good day. Next person walked by, he said, hey, man, hey, what's going on, Jim? How you doing, man? You're looking kind of pale. You feeling okay? He says, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Next person walked by, and we do this over and over again. And the next person walked by, the next person, they just kept saying the same thing. And pretty soon, the way Jim started answering would change. We'd come in and I say to Jim, hey, the next guy'd walk up, hey Jim, how you feeling, man? You just don't look like you're feeling well. Yeah, listen, I woke up today. I was feeling a little bit rough, and I don't know. I am feeling kind of sick. Next person walk up, and the next person walk up, and then you walk up to Jim, and pretty soon, and you say, hey Jim, man, you okay, man? You don't look like you're feeling too well. You're a little pale. Yeah, listen, man, I feel like I'm going to get sick. I'm going to throw up. And all of a sudden, Jim went from having a phenomenal day and having a great day where he's going to be full of success to being where he's wanting to get sick and throw up, and he's telling me he has to go home for the day. And I remember telling the entire office, this is what I'm talking about. You believe what everybody else says around you, pretty soon you start losing your own sights and goals and your dreams and the way that you think. It will actually change your attitude. Today when you wake up, you have to decide whether you're going to be successful or you're going to be a failure. You're the only one that can decide. You can't let anybody else or any outside influences affect that. Today's the day that you become successful, or today's the day that you fail. I always tell not only the people that I teach, but my little brother, I'm always telling him, everything that you do today will affect you tomorrow. So make sure that every decision you make is a good one. Think it through. Today's the day you wake up and you make things happen. Today, I don't care how bad you feel. You got to keep telling yourself, hey, I feel awesome. I feel great. Today's going to be an awesome day. You tell yourself it enough, your brain will actually start to believe that it's going to be a good day, because if not, you're technically crazy and you're lying to yourself. Okay, your brain's not going to let it, lie to yourself. That's why the book The Secret has come out and promoted that, is because it's the way that you think. Some people are considered lucky because a lot of things go positive. A lot of positive things go their way, and at the end of the day, it's not always luck. Sometimes you direct your own traffic and decide which route you want to take. People create their own destiny. You have to decide. Quit being the victim and start being the victor. Start being successful and make things happen. Today's the day you're going to be successful. I hope this video helped out.